Sylvia Davi for Equities TV, and I'm here at the studio of DS Simon Media, joined by the CEO and founder of DS Simon, Doug. Thank you for having me here today.
Thank you.
Would love to ask you about influencer marketing. You're an influencer marketing and video communications firm. Explain to me what that is.
Sure. Well, the common perception of influencer marketing is that you partner with a third party, a celebrity perhaps, and you take advantage of their following to get your message across. They become a representative of your brand. What we see as changing is it's time for brands, organizations, nonprofits to be establishing their own experts as influencers. That's going to be a more effective way of communicating.
I'd like to ask you about video in general.
Sure.
It seems like it's at the core of every marketing and business strategy today. How have you seen that evolution?
Sure. Well, it's almost a revolution, not just an evolution. And mobile devices, desktop, it's not just broadcast anymore, obviously, but clearly it's the most powerful way that people communicate, people receive information. So you have to make sure your leaders are effective in communicating in that medium across the multiple platforms.
You spoke about the revolution, which I love because it has been that with social media and everyone doing video. How has that impacted your business particularly, and talk about a few of those trends?
Sure. Well, it's impacted my business in a very positive way that our sons will be able to graduate college, so we're happy about that development. But really it's about storytelling, creativity, and finding a message that's authentic for your organization that fits what your experts and leaders can talk about. Now, when we go back to influencer marketing, there's still a role for outside influencers. We feel it's by having them interview and communicate with your leaders. That way you don't own their bad behavior because there is media, but you're still gaining access to their following. It's a very effective way to handle it.
There seems like there's a number of different video products, and for Equities community in particular, which has investors, entrepreneurs, and CEOs of emerging growth companies, explain the various different types of video products. We still hear about satellite media tours. Are those still effective?
Absolutely, and it's a way to get your leader and expert out. And I'd like to take a step back, if I could. There was recent news of Elon Musk, Tesla's valuation passing Ford. And one of the reasons that they're so effective is he's been established as a leader, as an influencer, when it might be harder for some to identify, wait, who's the current CEO of Ford? So being out there has specific value to your bottom line. When it comes to products, influencer media tours where you're communicating out to the public through broadcast and online media, critically important because you can take that content, repurpose it, use it in meetings with VC, with investors, to your key communities. That's valuable. Also, influencer media packages, and this is something very important to the Equities.com audience because it allows you to tell your story in an efficient and effective way in the way that people want to digest that material. Also, if you're at events showing that you want to do influencer video series where you can actually be partnering with other leaders in your space, other business targets for your organization, get them engaged with you with content that they're sharing with their followers.
Those are great points. And lastly, I do want to ask you, for those organizations that haven't even started to think about a video strategy, what tips do you have? Where do they start?
Sure. Well, you can't really separate your video strategy from your marketing and communication strategy, so it has to be integrated. So you have to look at what are your goals, who are you trying to reach, what are the messages you want to communicate, what content will be effective at reaching that audience and changing their behavior. Once you have specific goals for each piece of content that you're developing, it's much easier to have a plan to see, should it be narrative, does it be interacting, do you need to be getting on television, does it need to focus in specific markets. Once you start with a plan, you can then execute having video a part of it.
Doug, as a subject matter expert in video communications, from your standpoint, what brands, companies, or sectors have done this incredibly well?
I think video is important for all sectors, obviously. A couple of companies that come to mind, obviously I referenced Elon Musk at Tesla. They've gotten out there, they've been very effective in the marketing space. VaynerMedia is a company where they've built up a huge following online. I think Dove has done a great job. They've created a brand equity that they're about women feeling beautiful and have been able to parlay that across multiple channels with consistent content that reinforces that message in a wonderful way to really build brand value.
Great brands and examples. Thank you so much, Doug, for having me. And again, congratulations on your fantastic success.